absolute legend. Let me read off some stats here, okay? Because you need to hear them.
Mm-hmm.
World Series champion.
What?
6-time All-Star.
What?
Cy Young winner.
What?
Played for nearly 2 decades. Ladies and gentlemen, ex-football guy who could throw the shit out of a baseball. Ladies and gentlemen, CC Sabathia.
What's good, fellas?
Hey, sorry we made you wait there for a little bit. I almost pissed my pants. Very thankful that you are here, and it is a true delight for us. We love you, CC. Thank you for coming, man.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me again.
Okay, let's dive in here. We can obviously start talking about the World Series, which starts tomorrow night on TBS, and all coverage on MLB Network is all day, every day, as the World Series starts to pop off. But what I would like to talk about is the baseball season as a whole. Okay, we've got to a point now where it's the Snakes and it's the
Rangers.
Bingo. Astros and Phillies get knocked out. Now we got the Diamondbacks and the Rangers. How's the season been? Was it a good season this year? Did that pitch clock change a lot of things? How is the year and how is the baseball that we're going to be watching in the World Series right now?
I thought it was a great season. I thought the pitch clock made a huge difference, shaving off time during the games. I mean, nobody wants to sit at the ballpark for, 4.5, 4 hours watching a baseball game. So I thought the rule changes were great. I think, getting rid of the shift and some of these rule changes are why we're watching the Rangers and the Diamondbacks in the World Series. I mean, you look at a guy like Corey Seager, he got killed by the shift for many years, and now you take the shift out, and he was basically the batting champ and, in the MVP running. So you look at the Diamondbacks and the speed in which they play with and the stolen base attempts and, the way they play the game, it just all links to the new rules. So I thought it was a great year, and I think we got two teams that really leaned into the new rules and, kind of played with their rosters and adjusted it to the way that the game's going to be played. And, now they're sitting in the World Series.
World Series starts tomorrow on Fox, but I do love to hear that for the good of baseball. For the good of baseball, the rules changes have made it better, and we're going to continue to evolve because it's been electrifying to watch these playoff series. I will say, it's been awesome these last few weeks. I should watch more, I know. AJ has a question for you.
Do you think the clock, do you think it helps one side more than the other, like the pitchers more than the batters? Or, like, I'm thinking if you're a pitcher, you can still kind of control the game and control the pace of everything like you might want to in the past?
Yeah, I think at the beginning of the year, just like everything, the pitchers have the advantage, but it quickly changes. The hitters kind of caught up and, figured out a way to adjust their kind of, in game, at bat to at bat, the way they kind of take pitches. So I think they adjusted really quick, and I think they got used to it really fast. And we didn't see that many violations. I think everybody was freaking out about the way the game ended in spring training and all the rule changes and all that stuff. And as the year went along, you hadn't seen any violations. And in these playoffs, you haven't seen any violations. So the players have adjusted and the hitters have now kind of caught up. But I think you're right. At the beginning, the pitchers were using it as an advantage.
Are we still using spider tack? Hey, what I saw Ginkle doing with that ball, hey, that ball was going from head to toes real quick. Straight shot, unbelievable RPMs, I would assume, with the pitching. Where are we on that? Are they still checking pitchers every single inning? That got uncomfortable, I think, didn't it? I mean, that was a weird situation.
Yeah, I mean, the checks, I feel like, got uncomfortable, but I feel like they were needed, right, with the spider tack and the way that the game was going. So, I still see them doing checks, after innings and even when guys are coming in from the bullpen. So, spider tack had really changed the way guys were able to spin the baseball and affected velocity and spin rate and all of that. And the hitters were put at a real disadvantage.
So was spider tack around when you were playing or no? What were the...
Man, you know what? Apparently it was, but I wasn't in the circle. So, it kind of pisses me off that, the guy that was making the spider tack, I know him really well, and I had no privy to any of this information. Maybe it's because I talked too damn much, and I would have told everybody about the spider tack, and it wouldn't have got as big as it got. But yeah, I mean, it was definitely around when I was pitching, and I had no idea.
Well, so it's always been a part of the game, is what we learned through the whole spider tack situation. It's like it was just taken to a level that was morally incorrect. Kind of like what was the garbage cans, right, with the Astros. Kind of like what happened with New England with the cameras, what's happening with Michigan. It's like spider tack. Is that what it was for pitchers? Is that kind of what it was viewed as? Almost like, it's too much. You're doing too much. Is that why it's kind of got? Yeah. Sorry.
The perfect example, just kind of, crossing the bar, just doing too much. And, when it starts to affect, the way, normal guys are turning into now, great pitchers, you got to take a look into that.
Yeah, I agree. I learned about it in the moment, and I thought to myself, would that have helped me? Couldn't hit strikes.
It would have definitely helped you. It would have definitely helped me too if I would have known about it.
Hey, I forget your story. You played football, and then you're just like an uber competitive guy who wants the ball in your hand in the big moments. I think you told us a story about how if old buddy came out to tell Rivera
was the only guy who was giving the ball to.
Yeah. If anybody was coming out to take a ball from you, it was like, well, is it Sandman about to hit right here? Is Mariano Rivera coming out here, or is it somebody else? No, somebody else before that. Okay, well, me at 60% is better than that guy. Get the hell off there. I feel like that's a massive piece of these playoffs. I was watching, like, a guy got subbed in to pitch. I think there was 2 outs, but the bases were loaded, and he had this long season. I assume it was a great season.
Mm-hmm.
He gets in there, though, and somebody hits a bomb on him, and they lose that game 7 of that. That dude's offseason has to be the worst of all time. Everything he did all season does not matter. That pitching position, you have to be a dog, it feels like, right? And which team has it and which team doesn't here in the World Series? I assume both, I guess.
I think even more so being a relief pitcher, the scenario you just described, because you can have such a great year, and then once you come in and do something memorable, which blow a game, then that's all people kind of remember. You know what I mean? Not, all the saves and everything that, you did all that season. It's kind of, it's kind of a thankless job. It's kind of like being a kicker in the NFL. Nobody really notices you until you do something bad. So being a relief pitcher is definitely hard, and especially in those situations in the playoffs. And, you get those one-offs. Like everybody remembers, Jose Altuve hitting a home run off of Aroldis Chapman in Game 6 in the ALCS. So those little things people, tend to remember, not all of the greatness that Aroldis Chapman has. So, for me, I think in this series, I like Texas's pitching, especially their starters. Bruce Bochy lets them go deep in the games, kind of save his bullpen. So, I feel like they might have the edge in this series as far as pitching goes.
I feel like that's the game. I don't know. Ty knows more than me, though, pal.
Yeah, speaking of that, CC, I'm just curious, like when you do, like the Rangers, they're obviously pretty heavy favorites here because of not only Scherzer and Eovaldi, but Monty's been pitching unbelievable. But why do you think that, like the Diamondbacks this postseason have kind of, in a couple of these wins, went like bullpen by committee where, you're seeing 7-8 guys pitch? Why do you think teams are kind of going more towards that angle as opposed to, like you mentioned, just putting the ball in Scherzer's hands and having him give you 7 good innings and then just going to your setup man and then your closer?
I think just teams are just short on pitching. You know what I mean? I think teams are just, the way the game had been set up, teams are just short on starters. And I think people have found out that, if you can run relievers out there, if you can run your high leverage relievers out there, and not let hitters, see the guy second or third time around, it kind of works. So with the way that the Diamondbacks play on offense, butting guys over, stealing bags, getting 3 or 4 hits in a row in the inning, it kind of helps them if they can go a bullpen game the way that they play the game on the offensive side, because they don't need many runs to win a game if they have a bullpen game.
Got it, AJ.
Is there anything that certain batters would do that would just drive you crazy and you just hated and want to just throw at him maybe? Or maybe you felt like, hey, I don't know, I don't like pitching around this guy?
No, absolutely. Taking too long to get in the box. So that's why the pitch clock would have been great for me. If I'm standing up there on this what Pat's doing right there, like that pissed me off. Like, let's go. Like, what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, I got shit to do after this game. Like, like I got a family waiting on me. I ain't got all day. So the pitch clock would have been great for me. I wish they would have put that in while I was playing.
I mean, motherfuckers were ridiculous with it.
Oh, yeah.
I remember watching like a big game, obviously it would probably be World Series or something, and this dude tightened his gloves every single pitch.
Oh, Nomar?
Nomar used to be.
Sean Casey, too.
Yeah.
It was. Yeah. I'm like,
even if you look at Bryce Harper last postseason, the amount of time that he took to get into the box, and now you look at it this year with the pitch clock, he made an adjustment. So, I think people were so, scared and up in arms about baseball making a change when, every sport makes changes all the time and, to evolve and get better for the sport. And I think baseball did that. And I think, the players have adjusted and the game's gotten better.
Tone has a question for you.
Yeah, CC, I feel like I noticed more this playoffs, like guys like Ranger Suarez or Evaldi or Brandon Pfaadt who had okay regular seasons, but then they come in this postseason and have just been absolute nails. Like, what is the biggest difference pitching from the regular season to the postseason, and why is it like guys like that have just been unbelievable in the postseason?
You know what it is? I think it's just, being able to lock in. And the postseason is just a month, if you think about it. And certain guys can get hot and during the month. And I went to Game 7 and watched Brandon Pfaadt the other day. His fastball to sweeper combination is ridiculous. I sat down low, and I was watching some of the swings that the Phillies were taking, and I couldn't tell which pitch it was. I couldn't tell if it was a fastball or the sweeper. So his deception that he has right now, he's just locked in, and the way he's throwing the ball is great. But if you really just think about it, it's just the month of October, so he's having a great month. Guys like Evaldi, Scherzer, these type of guys, I mean, they've been there and done that. So I would always just, even for me when I was pitching, I would always just tell the guys, just get me to the tournament. Like the summer, I'm just trying to stay healthy. You get me to the tournament in October, I'll be ready.
We had some highlights running on this back screen as you were giving an answer. You were awesome. I mean, you were awesome to watch, too. I mean, you are dog. I mean, look at that walk, dude.
I lost about 2 people since then, though, man. Look at that belly.
Hey, but that weight was, driving the speed, pal. It was driving the speed right now. Is there any pitch So inform me here as just an absolute ignoramus when it comes to baseball. Like Mariano Rivera did the splitter. Cutter. There's some people that can't do that. Like your arm just can throw certain pitches better than like other people. He could throw that pitch better than everybody else, and he couldn't throw any other pitches. Like why are the pitches for pitchers in the MLB?
Yeah, the way he threw his cutter, I honestly don't know, what made his so much nastier than everybody else. I mean, obviously, I got a chance to play with him, and he taught me it, and it extended my career because I started throwing it, but his was just, it was unbelievable. He threw one pitch for 20 years, and he's the best pitcher to ever pitch. You know what I'm saying? So that's just one of those one-off things where you can't really explain, why Mo is Mo. But being able to spin a baseball is kind of like being able to spin a golf ball. If you playing a lot of golf and you understand the way it comes off the club, it's just the same thing, understanding the way it comes off your fingers and being able to spin the ball. The more you pitch, the older you get, the more you understand it. And, I wish I would have knew a lot of the stuff that I knew when I was older, when I was younger, and actually had the ability and the body to put a lot of that stuff and to implement it.
Okay, so guys are developing their toolbox every single offseason. Like pitchers are just building new pitches and new pitches.
And that's why I love the game of baseball, and that's why I love golf. And they kind of mirror the same thing because you're never done. You never master it. You can always add. You can always get better with the game of baseball. I feel like more so than basketball or football. You kind of max out, I feel like. But with baseball, it's just infinite. You can keep going, and same with golf.
How come you guys don't just add the knuckleball? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I threw a knuckleball in high school. They took it away from me.
Why?
Because it was kind of trash, but I definitely threw it in high school.
The ball had a lack of spin. It didn't move much. But why is that one not, like, it's just hard to throw? It's a very difficult.
It's really hard to throw.
Oh, okay. Because Wakefield, just only threw that,
yeah.
right?
Strictly.
I remember when he showed up. What years was he playing? Rest in peace, obviously.
Wow.
Yeah, 90s and 2000s?
Yeah.
Yeah, but maybe in high school, a baseball game would come on, and then you watch this. It's like a show.
Yes.
It's like, how much can he get this thing to move? I felt like that with Ginkle the other night with his curveball. There was some nasty shit being thrown the other night against the Phillies. How'd the Phillies lose, CC? Okay, like how'd they lose? They were supposed to win. I was supposed to be a fan of the team that wins the World Series.
I think they got beat. I don't. You know what I'm saying? I think everybody wants to talk about how they choked or how did they lose 2 games at home. I think the Diamondbacks just went in there and played good baseball. They got timely hitting. They pitched well. Their bullpen showed up. And I mean, like I said, I was at Game 7 and just watching Corbin Carroll. Every time something needed to be done right, he did the right thing. Hitting the ball up the middle, getting the guy over. They bunt guys over. They steal bags. They just play the game the right way. And sometimes when you do that consistently, you end up winning baseball games.
Hell yeah. Well, I can't wait to watch who is the next World Series champ.
Hell yeah.
You got the Arizona Diamondbacks. You got the Texas Rangers. Good luck out there. It all starts on Fox tomorrow. What are you doing? Are you on every microphone? Hopefully.
Oh yeah, I'll be there. I'll be at the games. I definitely the atmosphere in Texas is crazy. It's a lot of fun. So I'll be there, and I'm looking forward to seeing Arizona.
How's the golf game?
It's getting there. I'm on my way to the course now. Hey, I was at the Champions Dinner at my country club the other day. I got most improved golfer of the season. So
wow,
that's a big accomplishment for me right there.
Hell yeah!
Did you guys have a lunch? Did you have a lunch for that? Most improved golf?
Yeah, it was a big dinner, so it was good.
Did you give a speech? You gave a speech?
No, hell no. I just got my trophy and, keep it moving.
You just picked it up and did one of these. Hey, to next year.
Thank you.
To next year. You guys said I was trash last year is what I just heard. But yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, absolute legend in the baseball world, CC Sabathia. Thank you, pal.
CC.